In the last Bitcoin bull market, the best performing sector out there were layer 1 coins. And on today's update video, I will be making a top 5 pick of layer 1 coins you need to be having in your portfolio. And I will be exactly reveal about why I'm currently holding them myself, why I am bullish on it. And yes, the layer 1 coins I'm going to be talking about are not only going to be coins that are already listed, but also even some pre-sales where you could make significant gains with, and also some other very undervalued projects which I believe you should be having in your portfolio. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap on that like button, and let me start first about the reason why I am so freaking bullish about layer 1 coins. So the biggest category out there of them all are layer 1 coins, and you can see it's currently sitting around $1.9 billion worth of market cap, while number 2 is sitting around $700 billion in market cap. So it's by a big stretch the biggest sector out there. And what is also very interesting is that in the last cycle, layer 1 coins were one of the best performers out there. So if I'm going to be pressing on the category, there are many coins out there, and if we're going to be just looking in the top 100, over 30% of the top 100 coins out there in the market are all layer 1 coins. So it just shows you how big the opportunity is to make a significant amount of gains if you are invested in layer 1 coins. So without any further ado, let me start talking about what 5 altcoins I am holding as my top 5 layer 1 altcoins to be having. So the first altcoin I'm going to be talking about is Kaspa. And Kaspa is currently sitting around P50. It's sitting around $2.6 billion in market cap. But if we're going to compare it towards different layer 1 projects, which are sitting above $70 billion in market cap, I think that still the returns on this one are very high. And let me quickly explain about why I am so bullish on the Kaspa layer 1 project. So Kaspa is a very interesting one in my opinion, because Kaspa is a blockchain that has actually solved the scalability trilemma. And that is of course that they are solving all the 3 things that usually a blockchain can't solve them all. So they've got the scalability, the security, and the decentralization, and that is why I am so freaking excited about it. And of course, most of you all care about the price, and the reason why I'm holding a ton of Kaspa in my portfolio is that if I'm looking about the markets where it is currently listed, I'm getting just super excited. So I did my research on Kaspa, and I made a video about it a while back here on the channel, but Kaspa will most likely go much higher. And one of the many reasons of it is due to the fact that Kaspa had a fair launch, and due to that, it doesn't have any tokens as reserved to be buying exchange listings. So if an exchange wants to be listing Kaspa, they need to be buying tokens from the open market, because an exchange has to provide 2 sides of the order book. So they have to have the tokens, and they need to have some tether to of course create an order book, or whatever pair they're trading against of course. So if they want to be listing this layer 1 altcoin, they need to be buying coins from the open market. And if we're going to be looking at the markets where it's currently listed, it is not even listed on Coinbase. It is not even listed on Binance, and those are the 2 biggest exchanges out there. And if they were to be listing it, of course, it's going to be driving volume much higher. But if they want to be listing it, and yes, it's a very good protocol, which is actually solving the scalability trilemma. So it's a good layer 1 project out there. If they want to be listing it, they need to be buying tokens from the open market. And of course, one of the reasons why it has been pumping so significantly already is also due to the fact it had that fair launch. And very nice about it, it's a newly launched token. So most likely, newly launched tokens in new bull markets are always going to be performing better. And as it's going to gain more momentum, it potentially also could get listed. And once it gets listed, it's of course going to be seeing a significant surge in value, because they need to be buying a ton of tokens from the open market. So I do believe that the potential upside is still significantly high for Kaspa, especially if we're going to compare it to different layer 1 protocols out there. It has got loads and loads of potential to still grow quite significantly towards the upside. Then let me jump in towards my number 2 pick, which is AirDAO. AirDAO is also a layer 1 protocol out there. This one is significantly more undervalued. It is sitting around $25 million in market cap, so it's still fairly low if you would ask me. And if we're looking at the price from the last year, it has actually not moved at all yet. So the upside is still yet to come. We saw in the beginning of this year a very significant spike towards the upside, but now it's once again back down, giving us the opportunity to still actually accumulate it at a very, very fair price. So what I really like about AirDAO is that, in my opinion, it's quite undervalued, because this layer 1 is even more decentralized and more technically sound than most of the other layer 1s out there, which are valued at a very higher valuation. And more importantly, of course, it's a cheap chain, but it also has already got more than several years of uptime running. And if we're looking to Solana, for example, it has been going down many, many times, and this one has not been going down. And what I maybe also like the most about AirDAO is that AirDAO is actually listed on Binance. And that is quite a big listing, if you would ask me, and sitting only around $25 million of market cap. If layer 1s is once again going to become very popular, which it always will become in bull markets, because fees will be getting more expensive, and maybe Solana, of course, is going to go down many times, and people are going to be looking at alternatives, this one could really explode because it already got that Binance listing. So it really already has that big user base that could potentially buy it. So, and I really believe that this is a coin you should not be fading. It's also backed by DWF Group, which has invested more than 10 million US dollars. And if you're going to be looking at what coins DWF Labs have actually invested in, they've got a very, very big portfolio. And this one, AirDAO, is also one of them. So please do not sleep on it. They even also just recently launched their own native wallet, which you could currently download in the Play Store or even in the App Store. And to be really fair, all these coins I'm going to be talking about in this video, they're just building some products which are truly undervalued in my opinion, and which could truly gain a lot of adoption. And once it gains a lot of adoption, you're already too late, actually. So right now, still, we're relatively early. The coin has been around for a very long time. They've been building a lot, and if you're going to be comparing it towards where it was sitting in the last bull market, it was sitting around 15 cents, guys. And honestly, I think that this bull market is only going to be even bigger. So honestly, I don't really see the reason why it couldn't go even higher than it is currently already sitting. And let me right now start to talk about my number 3 pick, Zano. And Zano is a coin that has actually already been live for quite a while right now here, since 2019. And actually you can see that in the last bull market, it had a significant push towards the upside. Then we had a very tough bear market. We came down again, and now it is once again starting to spike back towards the upside. We saw a significant increasement. Right now we're bleeding ever so slightly, and I believe that this is a good opportunity to actually load up on Zano. So what makes Zano so special is that it is actually developed from scratch. It is not a fork of any other project, which is of course quite insane. And it's also an open source cryptocurrency ecosystem, which operates as a very good foundation for other applications, the apps of course, to revolutionize the blockchain privacy for the mass adoption. So they are really focusing on actually building something which the masses can actually use. So they've got some very crazy features that you maybe want to be knowing about. And I already did my deep dive into the project. So let me quickly tell about what exactly they are doing. So I've already done my very big deep dive into Zano. And honestly, the features that they currently have are actually mind-blowing. So let me quickly talk about what kinds of things they've already built. So they've built an untraceable transaction system, hidden wallet balances. They've got an on-chain marketplace creation with API, and they've got even more stuff. But honestly, as well, just like the other projects, make sure to also read through the website, because I can talk about all these things about why I think it's fucking crazy and why I think it's going to be going so much higher in valuation, because honestly, I am bullish on all layer 1 products, but especially the ones I'm currently calling right now in this video. Make sure to also read through their white paper yourself, because if you want to be making any money whatsoever in crypto, you need to be reading through those white papers and see what you actually like and what you actually think can be exploding. And that is what I and my team have done. And that is why I'm also calling these 5 layer 1 products out there. So I'm not calling it without any reason. I think they're actually building something very interesting, which you should be paying attention to. And also, what is very important to understand from Zano is how the emission works and where it comes from. So Zano has built an hybrid proof of work / proof of stake consensus algorithm. And basically how it works, their block time is 1 minute. The block reward is 1 Zano a block. They've got unlimited supply, like Ethereum basically has, but of course Ethereum is deflationary. And the fee is a flat fee, so you're never going to see higher fees. It's 0.01 Zano. And also, every single year, the inflation is going to become lower and lower due to the fact that, of course, there's more total tokens in circulation and the block reward stays the same. So in the end of the day, inflation is going to become lower and lower over time. So that is, of course, an interesting take and approach they're having here. What I really think is that with these coins, especially layer ones, you can see that in bear markets, they tend to be bleeding very, very hard. But as in bull markets, just like I said with these other projects, they tend to be picking up so significantly because all these other protocols are overrun, or they're not available, or they don't have the capacity. So you really have to do your research on it. And honestly, a hybrid proof of work / proof of stake consensus algorithm is something I've never really seen before, and I really think this is something that makes it quite special. So they're also performing, they're creating, they're innovating something real in this industry, and that is what I would like to put my money at as well. So I've got a very big portfolio. Zano is also part of it, because you need to be having everything in your portfolio to make sure the next bull market is going to be making you banks. Also, if you want to be making sure if the project is actually going to be doing good in terms of valuation, I have to also look through the marketing campaign, what they're about to be doing. And what they're going to be doing is, of course, growing the ecosystem. And by doing that, they need marketing. And what I have read is that they're going to kickstart more and more exchange listings. Also, they want to be having more social media presence. And that is going to be just growing the ecosystem. And as more people are going to be using it, it's going to be growing bigger. And as crypto in general is growing, it's going to be growing bigger. So far, it's listed on 2 very good exchanges, Maxi and CoinEx. And most likely, as the market is going to be picking up in general, this one is going to be picking up as well. And with their campaign, I think it's going to be doing very good. So very excited about this. And with that being said, let me go to the 5th pick. And that is AIOZ network. So I've talked about this coin actually quite a lot here, because this is also a very big AI / deepin project, which I'm very bullish on, but it's also a layer 1. So it's got all the 3 things I really like. Like probably a lot of people already know, I am holding this one in my portfolio, and it just started to be breaking out actually of the falling wedge pattern, which makes it for me very bullish in my opinion. So we broke that downtrend right here. Right now we're breaking upwards, and I think that next continuation is just getting started. After we first saw that massive consolidation right here, we're right now seeing that next continuation towards the upside, which I believe to be is going to be the initiator and the kickstarter of that next massive leg towards the upside. So this one is looking very good. I explained it in many other videos what they're doing, but it's basically another layer 1, which is very good and which is also picking up a lot of momentum. And with the chart right now breaking out, I think it's a very good time to be paying attention towards it. But anyways, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy this top 5 pick altcoin video, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. You can let me know about what sector I should do another deep dive in, and also tell you about my top 5 picks. So please let me know in the comment section down below. But anyways, this was it for me in today's update video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.